I know.
What?
Consistency.
Who you
Time
telling?
is
We in the
flying.
second quarter of this
2020.
year.
Yeah.
Consistent. I'm not gonna lie. You guys, I'm proud of y'all.
Rain, sleet, or snow, friend.
Rain, like usual. What's up, guys?
Hey, y'all.
Episode 10. Consistency. Key.
Amen.
And it's raining, like usual.
That's the norm for us.
For
Good
real.
weather is very rare.
For real.
We get a little tease and stuff.
So happy Easter to those who celebrate Easter. Hope
Yes.
you guys all had a nice holiday. I had a nice holiday. I went to AC for the weekend and then I had family on Easter and it was nice. And I won $500. Yay me.
Whatever. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all my side of the story. First and foremost, for the people who were inquiring, no, I did not get my cupcakes because someone decided to go to AC. And not only not to go to AC, didn't give me half of the winnings, at least my 20% manager's fee. That's number one. Number two, did not get my cupcakes, what I was drooling over. And then today is Tuesday, and I still did not receive my sweets.
I've been busy, guys.
That sounds like a personal problem.
We didn't get in till 6 a.m. And then the next day did not get home till 10 minutes to 5 when family was coming over for 5.
And I came at 5:30 and still wasn't started.
So on that note, no, she did not get her cupcake. She'll get them one day this week.
I'm sick of people.
But as
I'm
for
mad.
this, we've been consistent.
Amen. Amen.
How was your week?
Let me tell you something.
Your week?
I'm so glad that you asked because let me tell you, I could not go to sleep yesterday. I don't know what it was. I think it was my nerves on top of just everything or whatever. But let me tell you, the Lord spoke to me yesterday, friend. Well, this morning. And let me tell you how. I was watching the movie Creed 2.
Okay.
Do you remember the part in the movie, of course, when he fights Ivan Drago's son? Mm-hmm. And Rocky's like, no, don't do it. And he didn't go with them, but he ended up fighting and taking the L and being messed up and then had to like lose himself for a minute. Right? Everybody know the story. Whatever. Put him down a little bit. Put it towards me a little bit. Y'all can hear me better? Can you hear me now?
She like the Verizon guy.
Can you hear me now? Look, let me lift it up. Look, because y'all need to hear this. Good? Bueno? Okay, anywho, sorry, just a little technical difficulties. But let me tell you something. So I was sitting there watching the movie. The movie I've seen plenty of times, but I got a revelation from this movie. And, you know, life been lifing. I don't know about you, friend.
What?
But life been lifing. But let me tell you what God told me. And it was just like, okay, I got some calming in it. He said, you know, just like Creed, you know, he knew what the enemy was going to do to him. He know the enemy had history with him and everything like that. So he went out on his own and tried to do things at his own demise, and he got hurt. Enemy beat him down, right? But then he came back with the right tools, with the right people. And not only he defeated his enemy, the enemy threw in the white towel. He quit. He surrendered. And I'm telling everyone whose life is lifing right now, who going through some difficult times, some hard times, let me tell you something. You get back in that ring. You may have got beaten down and feel like you were defeated and you didn't want to go and you was walking around with your head down and feeling shamed and didn't know what to do. But I'm telling everyone out there who's going through stuff, who life has been lifing, you feel like you don't have any control, you feel like you don't know what's the next step. Get back in the ring. Not only your enemy is going to be defeated, they're going to wave that white towel. Just like Drago did. And it's going to go from generations to generations, especially people who break in generational curses. But that's what I got. That's the revelation, friend, that I got from Creed 2. You may be knocked down, but guess what, friend? Can't knock you out at all.
I was on my live Friday?
Mm-hmm.
I think Friday on TikTok. And someone asked me, I don't know, someone like asked me a question. And I said like, you know, life has lifed me many times.
What?
And I said, like, for anyone who thinks it's really, really dark right now, like, there's always some type of light coming in. It's just you got to kind of pay attention to it. And
yeah.
like, just because like you're down now doesn't mean like tomorrow you might not be up or next week. But like,
Yeah.
I think like last week, I think when we were discussing the pod, I think when we were on the pod, I had the issue with my van once again. But let me tell you, last week was a week between no water, no heat, no hot water,
Ham, no burger, Kool-Aid, no sugar.
van not starting. It was like one thing after
And that's
another.
how sometimes life is.
And then I was just like, you know what? I can be irritated about this.
Of course.
But you know what? It is what it is.
Right.
So like we had to keep it moving. So we did. And here we are.
Here we
back
are.
with another episode.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said life is lifing. But at the end of the day, especially like for me today, I was retaining so much information from an appointment, and it was like, you know, it kind of like shook me up because it is the reality.
It's reality.
But
Reality's coming
it's
closer.
temporary.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
It's
everything.
temporary.
I think everything is temporary. Like
Right.
even when you're up.
Right.
Like
Be
being
humble
up,
while you up too.
Like even when you're up, like you're not. That's temporary, and then like you might have a setback,
Right.
and then you might get back up, and then you might have another setback, and then you'll go back up. So it's like, it's kind of like life. Life is like ebbs and flows.
Yeah,
and
it's
you
like
just
a wave.
kinda
It goes in waves.
You kind of gotta go with it.
Yeah. And you know what I'm learning also too? Everybody wants to be at the mountaintop. Everybody want to be on the top. Everybody want to reach the mountaintop. But let me tell you something. In those valley places, I'm telling you, the valley places, that's where you learn. You learn who you are. You learn who your circle is, and you learn what you are made of. And even though no one wants to be in that valley, no one wants to be down, no one wants to be going through storm after storm. But when you come up and realize everything, those valley lessons cannot be taught, cannot be bought. You just simply catch it.
Well, they say like when they interview like highly successful people, like millionaires, billionaires, like people like the upper echelon.
Right.
They say that it's not where they are now.
It's where they came from.
They said it's not like now that they're billionaires, millionaires. They have
Right.
everything that they want. They have everything
Right.
at their disposal. What they look back on is the journey.
I love watching and listening to underdog stories. Don't tell
I'm a
me,
big underdog
don't tell me about people, which like I said, you know, God bless. But I don't, you know, when people especially inherit money or inherit fame or inherit just favor, I want someone that got it out of the mud. Somebody that had to go through some things.
Because I think what it is, it's not so much like you envy. It's like you relate to it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's envy. I
No.
think it's just you relate to it, and like it seems more real. Because like if you see someone who's at the top of their game,
Right.
and who never really had struggle, but I
Right.
mean, granted,
Everyone
we don't-
has struggles in
granted,
different
like, we
ways,
don't know
but
what
financial
they
struggles,
have,
right.
But I think it's you just relate to them, and
Yeah.
that is like what people have more been commenting and telling us about like our pod. They're like, you guys are just so real, like, but. Yeah, like this is it.
This
Like,
is us.
Like this is it. Like yeah, behind the scenes, our conversations are a little bit more crazy, but
Yeah.
all in all, like this is us.
Yeah,
Like,
this is who we are.
Reality. This is who I am. I have good days. I have bad days.
Right.
I have days where I'm just like, who is that? Like,
Right.
Who is that version? And
Same.
then there's days that I'm like, wow, like I'm proud of myself.
Who you
today.
telling?
But like every day is a new day to discover like something else about
Right. And also too, every day we keep it pushing. Every day we keep
Yeah.
it moving, regardless of how we feel. No, regardless of what, you know, we may face in life. We keep it moving. And the thing is, I didn't realize the severity and the capacity that you carry by just keeping it moving. Some people, I thought, okay, this is the norm. Let's what the next day bring. But some people really get stuck where
Yeah. They get like incapacitated where they can't push forward, and it's not a good place to be in. Like
It's
there's
real.
been times where I've just kind of wanted to be like, nah, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
Like I
done.
cannot do this anymore. Like
Yeah.
just I want to stay in this bed, not get out of this bed, and just forget that life even exists.
Word.
But it's like, as much as sometimes I feel that way,
Right.
I'm just like,
You got to push yourself.
all right, this is not realistic.
Right.
Like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So, you know, get over yourself and
Have your moment.
keep it going.
Don't live in it, but have your moment. And that's the thing. I was one of those people that I would be so overwhelmed just by the thought of things that I literally wouldn't be able to get out of bed. I wouldn't literally be able to get dressed. I wouldn't want to go anywhere. Just the thought of doing those things weighed on me so heavily that it was too much, that I just wanted to stay where I was. She's going to start. Watch my TV, have on my bonnet. But no, there's more to life.
Chicago
just like today. Listen, all the Chicagos. I just can't get into med. But anyway, I had a incident today where I had an appointment with my son. You know, my son has an upcoming procedure and it's extensive. And, you know, I had a meeting with the surgeon today and they're just literally breaking down A, B, and C. Now, I had a choice because the things that we're saying is like, okay, this is going to happen, but I had to get myself together, because not only get myself together, I had to keep myself together, because it's not me going through it, but it's my child. But I have to show strength for him, because if he see me broken and weak, then that's going to cause more anxiety on him. But just to see like the reality of it, like the reality is hitting him, and then he's going for tests and going for blood work, and he got really anxious and he got really emotional, and then the doctor is breaking down everything for him to understand. He's only 13, and as a mother, it's like I can't fix this, I can't stop this, I can't buy it, it just has to happen. But I couldn't get stuck with what's going to happen in the coming weeks. I'm trying to be hopeful and register my mind to say what's going to happen the upcoming months. You know, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been hoping for. But in reality, and the things that you hear, it's like, you know, you could quick to think everything is going to go wrong, but it's a mindset. You know what I mean? It's perspective. So
definitely mindset. I think
Right.
everything is a mindset, and our mind is crazy powerful.
what?
It's crazy, like, not just powerful, it's just crazy strong, in the sense of, it's just, we can all look at the same picture
And look at it different.
but we're all looking at it different.
Right.
So it's like, you kind of just got to figure, like, you have to kind of shift your mindset and hope for the best and pray that this is, you know, if God's bringing you to it, he's bringing you through it. And
Absolutely. And also, like I said, when you in these valley moments, you see who's really on, you know, in your corner, who's on your side and stuff like that. And, you know, it really takes a village, and I'm grateful for my village. I'm grateful for people that I didn't even expect to support me the way that they doing, and just, you know, so I could look at things like everything's going wrong, but I could look at it also the blessings that's coming along with this. You know, I would never think that I would be this strong, you know, to tolerate and deal with different things with, you know, pertaining to his condition, on top of that, having 2 other children, and still have a smile on my face. You know, it's so, life could make you so hurt and so emotional that, like you said, it's a mindset, it's a choice, it's a perspective. I could be so bitter. And, you know, I'm always joking, because I always say that it's my trauma response, but also it actually makes me feel better. And I'm realizing more that I talk about my shortcomings, is healing. And so many other people can relate to it, you know, and you don't realize the impact, just you being you. And you may look at yourself like, oh, I'm a mess, I don't have this, I don't have that. And people are looking at you like, this chick's deep, you know, she keep going. And that's what I'm saying. And it's like, you know, life is unpredictable. But I believe that we go through things because it's creating the inner man in us. You know what I mean? Like, you know, certain things have to happen in life
for something else,
for something to be built in us. And I really believe everything that we go through in life is not for us. It goes through us to be a help. It's up to us, and that's an option, what we do with what we go through. You know what I mean? Because some people bitter as hell. Some people could be so bitter, and it's easy to be that way. Not saying like, oh, that's wrong. It's easy to become that way if you don't have the right tools and the support and the guidance. Because it was a time where I just did not care. I wasn't bitter. You could consider it bitter. I just didn't want to be bothered with anybody. I would literally isolate myself from society because I did not have the capacity to deal with people.
I mean, that happens though too. Sometimes you just need like a reset.
No, my reset was like a couple of years reset. Like,
I don't think
wow,
I
I
ever
haven't
had
seen
a couple
you.
of years reset.
Yeah,
but
I did.
definitely had times where I was just a reset, and a reset needed to happen, and it's all good. But
Right.
yeah, like I think, like we don't know the future.
Word. No one does.
Like we don't know tomorrow. We don't know tonight. We don't know 5 minutes from now.
True.
Unfortunately.
Right.
And we just gotta know that if we're being brought to it, like we're gonna be brought through it.
Right.
And as hard as sometimes
Things may
seem, know that there's always like another side. There's always like the flip side. And that's kind of I think where you gotta keep perspective of. Sometimes reality is reality.
And it'd be right in your
reality
face.
Doesn't feel that great.
At all.
But it is reality.
Mm-hmm.
You can live in a non-reality, or you can live in that reality and know that that reality
It's just temporary.
is just temporary. And that's for many things, like
Yeah.
many, many, many things.
Yeah.
Like in your situation, like as a mom with their kid, it's a little different because your kid is your kid.
Yeah. And he's old enough and he comprehends
Like you never
everything.
want to see your kids hurt. Well, most
Yeah.
people never want to see their kids hurt. Sometimes we parents are the ones hurting our actual kids, but that's a whole subject for another day. But in general, most parents do not want to see their kids hurt or their
Absolutely.
kids hurting, and they just want to take it away. But at the same time, taking away his experience.
No, and this is something I will be doing a disservice.
Yeah, you're taking away his experience.
Taking away his experience, his quality of life.
Yeah.
Because of my emotions, I'm like, absolutely not. But, it's just something that, we're going to get through like we've gone through everything else. It's just, it's a process. It's a journey. But I'm learning so much in the process. And I'm sure he is. He's building his own faith for himself. And like I always say to him, sometimes a minor setback is for a major comeback. And I really feel in my spirit that this is his season. This is his time. It may look like the cards are stacked up against him, but I really feel like all of these things, I don't believe in coincidences, that this is going to work for his good.
Yeah, for sure.
I believe that. And, if I had some cupcakes, I would be able to calm my nerves down. But you know what?
Cupcakes. We're still on.
Let me tell you something. Comfort food is exactly what it is. Comfort. It comforts me, it consoles me, and it makes me feel great, especially when it's chocolate frosted. But you know what? I didn't get a donut. I didn't get anything. And I know this woman on the left of me passed probably about 8 of them. But no, nobody thinks about friend. Nobody thinks about friend, but it's all right. I'm going to get my stuff. And I better get a dozen or better cupcakes because that's what I deserve. And no, I am not sharing.
She never shared.
At all. At all.
Anyway, on a lighter note.
Okay.
So there was this video that I watched, right?
Okay.
So there was a girl interviewing men and interviewing women.
Jesus.
So she was asking the men, do you think, she's like, do you need women? And every man answered yes.
Okay. And what did the women say?
Then she turned around and asked a whole set of women, do you need men?
No.
And they all said no. Now, the men's reasoning of why they need women is that it makes the world a much better place,
Well,
and
amen.
they need them. And,
All right.
as for
Companionship
and women are, women complete things. And this, like, such nice things they were saying. Women?
Tearing them up.
What?
Tearing them up. I had a conversation with someone last week in regards to a lot of women and the masculinity and all of that. And I read a quote that said, I'm not a woman that needs a man. I'm a woman a man needs. I was like, all right, friend.
And then I was thinking, like, I have been guilty of saying, like, I don't need a man. And I'm going to stand on that. Like, I don't need one.
No, well,
Like I don't need, like, put it this way. like I have made my life self-sufficient enough that I don't need one if we're talking about a need basis.
Okay.
Like I can support myself, I can take care of myself, I can pay for things to be done if things need to
buy
be
your
fixed.
own stuff.
I can do all of that. But I want
Companionship.
I want a man, but not for the reasons of why these women were like destroying men.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Like,
and I see that a lot.
Demolishing
Them. And you know, I love to hear a guy's perspective on certain things. So I was having a conversation with someone and they were saying that now these women have so many requirements. They don't want to go here on their first date. You got to make this
about that a couple
right.
episodes back.
You have to make this amount of money, and it's like, okay, they get that, but what are you bringing to the table, sis?
Which I agreed with that person.
Right.
That we had this.
I agreed
discussion
too as a female.
Here's the thing, and I had this conversation with my son like a month ago, 2 months ago, whatever, and a man will date a woman who's hasn't found herself yet. She hasn't found herself.
Some men, I think.
I think most. I don't think men look at them like, oh, like she's like she don't got nothing. She's I don't think they look at her like that.
Unless they want something serious. What do you think? Especially a man who is well established and self-sufficient and have a lot to the table.
I don't think he looks at that woman like, because she don't got nothing. She don't have a house. She might just have a mediocre job. I don't think he would bypass her if there's something in her that he liked. As for a woman, take a woman CEO.
Okay.
Of a company who's got her house, her business, her car, everything. She gonna date a regular schmegular like my girl Cardi.
Regular schmegular dude.
Regular degular. Like, you think she's gonna
No, absolutely not, because it feels like she's lowering her standards.
Yeah, but a guy wouldn't think he's lowering his standards.
Because you know why? To me, for guys, and this is my opinion, I am all female, but I feel like for guys, it's a physical attraction. If you look good and you filling out that Fashion Nova fit right, irrelevant how much you make.
Yes, but then there's the fact that, okay, he a CEO, right? He has the top of his game, and he's just getting like a girl who's just basic. He's not gonna want but if it's a girl who can hold conversation and make him look good, and not just because she looks good,
right?
He's gonna keep her.
Yeah, and I had that conversation as well, and that's the thing I didn't realize.
It's different if she can't hold a conversation and she just look good and she has zero.
He might decide to be quiet and smile.
But she ain't a good look for him.
She's not an asset. She's just basically a trophy.
She's not a good look for him. But now flip that.
Okay.
Female CEO. She's in like a kind of a male dominated world, and she's got to hold her own. She's not gonna get some basic.
Yeah, because she has a title to uphold, and
she's not gonna get some basic like security, or I don't know, like I'm not even trying to diss any friggin' like occupation. Like no regular guy who just has like a basic 9 to 5 and who really got nothing going for him, because how's he gonna make her look?
He's gonna upkeep her, and how is he gonna? Even though she's self-sufficient, I guarantee you her colleagues and people that she's around.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a good look for
her.
That's
going to be a contributing factor.
Even if he can hold a conversation and he can hold his own.
Remember Daddy's Little Girls?
I love that movie.
And this is what it's giving me, the Daddy's Little Girls,
love
Julia.
That movie.
You know what I mean? Look, Idris.
But see, I go for the underdogs.
Right, but that's what I said, everybody is different.
Like, I wouldn't be dating the lawyers. I go for the underdogs.
She'll be going for the ones that the lawyers got to represent.
Right. That's the problem right there.
You know what? Brother, we agree on many things. Some people change their ways.
Anyway. Some of us don't.
That's why I can't stand
Some of us aren't authentic.
She's a lie.
Anyway, but yeah, like, so if you really think about it, like, once a woman, okay, so like we're in a generation where women almost make the same as men and this and that. And it's like they expect, a man to have their shit together, but if a woman don't have her shit together, a man won't overlook her.
Okay, I could see that.
He won't overlook her as long as she has something that he's attracted to or likes, and it's not. And I think it's beyond looks, but as long as she has something, he'll give her probably the chance to, put her life together. And if she don't, she like whatever. But a woman, most likely, who's in a higher status, she just genuinely will feel like she don't need that man.
No, she'll just feel like she's bringing herself down or. And there's some, there's stories that you read out there that love finds, it's someone for everyone.
There is always like the, what do they call it? The, shoot, I forgot my words. Like the, not the norm, I don't know. I don't know the word I'm trying to say, but
we don't know.
But yeah, so I was watching this video and I'm just like, damn, these men are genuinely like, yeah, we need women. Like, we need women. We want women. Like, this and that. These women are like, no.
Because I feel like now it's just how the world is, and also the influence of social media. And I always say that, that everyone is, which is, okay, you're a woman boss, you're a boss. I love that. I congratulate it. But it's like some men feel like women are too masculine because they come off that way like, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. But
I mean, like I said, I have been very guilty of saying like, I don't need a man. Like I don't. And I don't.
Right.
Like I technically.
There's a difference between want and need.
Don't need one.
Right.
Like I want one because I want.
y'all to need them.
Yes.
Right. They need to be needed and nurtured.
That's the problem.
Yeah. They want to be held and stuff.
They want to be needed.
And they want to be praised. They want to be, you're doing a wonderful job, honey. Thank you so much for doing that and thinking of me.
That's not made for all of us.
You have a wonderful day, and thank you for that. When there's women who are used to being self-sufficient, like, oh, all right, you did that. Look, that's what's up.
Thanks. Like that's might be the most.
Look, that's what's up.
You're gonna get from
You hear me? That's what's up.
But I get it. Like, I get it.
I get both sides of the fence.
I get it being in your masculine because
you don't have a choice sometimes.
You don't have a choice sometimes. And it's like, depending on your job and depending what you do, you tend to be more like in your masculine.
For me, that was a learned behavior. Because my mom was always the front runner. My grandmother.
My mother was never.
You know what I mean? So that was like a learned behavior. My
father would not have even allowed that.
Yeah, my mom was, she was a single parent for a while. So she was like self-sufficient. She knew at the end of the day, no one else had her. So she had to have her.
Which is how I felt.
And she instilled that in me. Like, if you don't do it, it won't be done.
Well, I think that's the same thing I kind of instilled in my daughter, because I was always like, no one's saying to like, you don't need to be with a man, but never depend where if that person leaves, your life is affected by that.
Right.
Like, you need to always be able to maintain yourself and have your own, because if someone one day picks up and leaves,
then what?
What are you doing?
Right.
Like, if you're that dependent on that person, what are you doing? Like, that's waking up and having your whole world crush around you. And I never would want either one of my kids in that.
Or anyone in that,
like, always hold your own. And that's it. So whether that person might leave and break your heart, but it's better he or she, whatever, your heart's broken, but you didn't lose your whole world.
Yeah.
So
no, I get what you're saying.
That's the only thing that I've always instilled. It's not like you don't need a man. Like, I didn't do that. And like, it's just, you need to make sure you're straight.
Right.
But I think that's even like when you're married and
even
you're
with men,
in a healthy relationship.
Right.
Like, you still both need to make sure you can both maintain yourselves outside of that relationship.
Right.
Because shit happens.
You ain't lying.
People fall out of love all the time. People grow apart all the time.
Amen.
People divorce, separate after a year. Like, it happens.
It's part of life. And the thing is, it's part of the, like I said, the unforeseen circumstances in life.
Like, staying with someone because you think like you couldn't make, like, that's that's like a jail sentence.
Prison, friend.
Like, it's a jail sentence. And like, I wouldn't want that for my kids. I wouldn't want that for anybody, let alone myself or anybody else.
Right.
But yeah, it was interesting to see like how different men and women think. And the thing is, I think men just have thought the same through like the centuries. It's women who have changed. It's women who have changed.
And, you know, they say also because women have so much independence, it wasn't like how it used to be, where the woman just stayed home, cooked,
she
cleaned,
knew like
took care of the kids.
that was her job,
her
that was
place,
her responsibility. She knew that man was bringing home money, and whatever he did, like she dealt with.
Right.
Do you guys think it's because now women they have so much more access and opportunity?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, you don't have to stick around.
Well, I'm just saying because now, like with the access to the internet, like even just with men, you guys.
I don't know if it's that. Well, I think that's a problem on both sides of the coin. I think people think they have so many options because of social media.
Yeah, because all the highs are shown.
Yeah, like people in your DMs and people like.
And that's corny.
Like you think you have all of these options
until that reality
hits. So like you're ready to make people disposable because you think there's so many other options, but are they really options? You know, like let's be realistic. Are they really options?
Like let's talk about last week when I was minding my business behind the counter, being a supportive friend, and someone just came in with this huge ego. Out of nowhere, like a huge ego. I don't know which was stronger, his ego or his cologne.
His cologne was on 100.
And you coming up there and like, oh, I'm a boss.
Nah, a big dog.
No, yeah, a big dog. And my thing is, if you a big dog,
confidence is silent, people. So if you got to say what you have or what you do and what you need and you ain't it.
And arrogance is a trigger for me. I say, you more like a puppy, friend. A puppy. Go somewhere and have several. But it just, you know, sometimes people's, you know how they say the first impression, you only make one first impression?
Yeah.
Have a good day.
He was a lot. But like so boisterous about it. Like, I'm a big dog. First of all, go sit down.
And second of all, stay out of our conversation.
Yeah, like we were like talking, minding our business.
Yeah, I was like, I wanted to wash my car or something. He was like, oh, that car need to be washed.
Yeah, and I said, well, if you a big dog, then you would have paid for her car to be washed. Like, let's be realistic here. But
that sometimes is just like a major turn off.
I just feel I am not a showy person. It don't matter what I have. I am not a showy person. And I genuinely feel like confidence is silent.
Yeah.
If you're truly confident, you don't have to tell me what you have. You don't have to tell me what you own. You don't have to tell me what you make, where you work. How much you make, where you work, who you are, what's your status. You don't have to tell me any of that because it is something that I will see for myself because that's just something that's visible. Like you don't have to be all of that.
To me, that's what irks me is the fact that my whole thing
I have checked many people, many men with very big egos in regards to that. Don't tell me what you have because I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
And not even that. Okay, you have it, but what is that for me?
I don't care what car you drive.
Right.
I don't care how many houses you have. And I don't care how much money you make.
Yeah, and how much jewelry you got.
And how much jewelry you got. And how much you pay for it. I don't care.
Right. That's not impressive.
It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or I'm still going to get up and go to work the next day.
Right.
I'm still going to pay my mortgage. I'm still going to pay my bills. So you and what you have has nothing to do with me.
Right. That's what you have. Keyword, you have.
The fact that you feel that you need to tell me that, now I question what your insecurity is.
Because it is there, friend. Sometimes they be hiding it, but it comes out. It comes out. And the thing is, my thing is, you know, all of that I admire, like, you know, clothes, material. Who doesn't? But I want to know how you treat your mama. I want to know how you respect people. Are you reliable? Are you dependable? Are you honest? Are you truthful? That outshines any piece of jewelry.
Listen to me. Let me say this.
Go ahead. Go ahead, because you're going to say it.
I have a son. My son had a Rolex at 19. He was a kid. and he didn't flaunt it. So if you grown ass men think
Right.
flaunting a Rolex is impressive to a female, and my child didn't feel the need to do that,
Period.
grow up.
And make sure when you flexing that Rolex, it works.
Yeah, for
Because we
real.
had some encounters. You got a broke Rolex. Oh, you coming to stunt because you got on a Rolex?
For real.
Yo, the encounters that we encountered.
I'm almost losing my shit here.
I don't know if it ticked or topped, but it didn't do both.
Put your fake shoes, please. Go sit down. Anyway.
Stunting, but go ahead.
Yeah. Like, if you feel like you need that, you're hiding in insecurity. Because if a kid who can stunt on that,
Right.
because that's what most younger people do, ain't doing it, what's your excuse? Grow up.
To say that you have it. Some people have possessions just to say they possess
Just to
them.
say they have them.
Like, I got that. I got. All right, but
You know what's crazy? Like, I had this conversation with someone a couple weeks ago, and and they were asking me about stuff that I liked, right? And I don't know why we're on a subject of Rolex, but anyway, I saw this Rolex on Instagram, and I was like, wow, that's really nice, right? So I found out how much it was. I said,
how much was it?
what? I heard like 26,000. I said, that's a down payment on a house.
Right.
I said, anyway, I would never do that. And they're like, but why? Like, why wouldn't you, And I said, because I don't like something that much. Like, there's nothing that I like that much that would be like, unless I had like that disposable cash,
Right.
that 26 grand didn't
wouldn't
mean
hit.
anything to me. I'm going to go buy myself a watch. I'm going to go buy myself anything. There's really nothing that I can sit back and say, like, I really want that costs like
Right, that much.
that I would invest that money in. But then I got to thinking, I've always had really nice things. Like at the age, I think I was maybe 8, I had like a Connie like ring and diamonds. Like, my father was like really good to us. I had like a diamond necklace. I had jewelry.
Right. You had nameplates, friend?
Yeah, of course. I still have it. It's got all diamonds on it. And like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've always had that.
Right.
And then I had like the watches that had like, you know, a diamond bezel on it. I had earrings. I had big rings. I had all of that.
Right.
So now I'm just like, I guess because I had it and like it didn't give me any different feeling
Right.
than anything else
Right.
would have. It's not impressive to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess it comes from a place where like I already had that. I've
Been there, done that.
I had that. Don't impress me.
Right.
Like, honestly, my peace and my happiness and like the little things, I think, are so much more
That's
important
everything.
to me.
That's
At
everything.
this stage of my life than you can buy me a $15,000 ring, and if you're a piece of garbage, you're a piece of garbage. What are we doing?
I'm surprised she didn't curse.
I
Good
was
job,
gonna
friend.
say, but-
Yeah, good job, friend.
Like, so that ring doesn't, so you want to buy me a $50,000 watch? All right, thanks. But if this shit don't work out, I'm not going to stay with you because you bought me a $50,000 watch.
The question is, would you return it?
If they wanted it back, I'd be like, here.
You saw her face here.
Like, here, take it. If you don't
Right.
want it back, if I wear it, I wear it.
Right.
Like, I don't hang on to any possessions like that.
For sentimental value?
No, nothing. I probably have like 3 pieces of jewelry that I've hung on to, and most of them are like what my son or my daughter bought me.
Okay, well, of course,
It's different.
that's your kids, of course. But
I've had so much stuff stolen. I've had so much stuff where we had to sell it. There was time, like I said, ups and downs.
Right.
Up was up, down was down. We had to sell that shit. But it didn't matter. Because
Yeah.
I didn't feel I was now a less person because
you didn't have that
these
stuff.
items.
And that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people glorify themselves with possessions. And it's good. Like, if you're able to afford it, if you're able to buy it, it's nice. Who doesn't want nice things?
Of course.
But my thing is, I will never forget, I was complimenting someone on a scarf. First of all, she'll tell you straight up. She'll be telling me some of these name brands. I'm like, English?
I'm like, oh, I came home to a pair of Bottega Veneta. She's like, who's that?
Right. Because I don't know. But you know what? I'm not
And the
embarrassed
crazy
to
part,
say.
I took my shoe up. Now the shoe is all black. It's a black sand, like a black slide, right? I took it off and I said, oh, Gab, you like my new, I told my daughter, I'm like, you like my new shoes? She looked at them, didn't see one label. She's like, oh, those are Bottegas. I'm like, yo, it's the fact that she knows them without.
Didn't even know. Didn't even know.
Like, damn.
But
She's like, Mom, I know my stuff. Yes,
she
you do.
She does. And that's my whole thing. Like you could admire all of those things, but there's people that really think they are that deal because of what they wear or what they possess.
Listen
but who
to me.
are you out of that?
Listen to me. Fashion Nova. Listen to me.
Period.
Every one of my outfits that I go out with are Fashion Nova.
Listen.
I don't know what you're waiting for to send me clothes to
How about you start
sponsor
tagging
me.
them? How about you start tagging them like I told you since last year?
Single item
Because it's not. Listen.
it's Fashion
Listen. My grandmother used to say this. Sis is a trip at 86. But sis used to say something, and let me tell you that it blessed my soul and it made me whole. You know what sis says? It's not what's on you, but what's in you.
That is
Woo!
true.
Let me tell you something. It's not about the sauce, but it's the season. Woo!
The thing is,
That's what makes the difference.
how I look at life is you can wear anything.
Amen.
It can have a name brand on it. If you a piece of crap, you're a piece of crap. Let's get back to that
She's
one.
terrible. She's terrible. I'm working with her.
I got
though.
an
I'm working
Amazon
with her.
outfit on right now.
Please, I got on Fashion Nova onesie because that's what it looks like because I'm so short. A onesie and some sweatpants. And guess what? I'm comfortable. I didn't put on no makeup.
Yeah.
I'm at a point in time where
I never wear makeup. You'll catch me once a week.
some people need a
maybe.
little bit of help with their skin,
Maybe
more
once
than
a
others.
week with makeup, and that's if I'm going out.
But my thing is, what I'm learning is you don't have to do all of that every day. You are still who you are. I'm still loud, silly, comical, smart, giving.
I'm in work clothes
97.4% of the time.
And if I tell you the things that people say,
Because it's not what's on you, it's what's
I'm
in
like,
you. Or in her case, what's behind her.
yo, I'm in work clothes. But that goes to say, no, I don't care about what you bring to the table.
Right.
Be a good person. Be a genuine person. Be like a family person. Like for me, my family is really important. And if you can mesh with my family and you can like, rock with my family and want to be a part of that. Right. To me,
That's
that
everything.
speaks volumes.
Ooh.
And it's like
Heartburn.
if you're a good enough person who like my family's looking for, you're I gotta give you your props.
She's talking about me.
Like I'll give you your props. Like
She's talking about me.
my family is everything to me. So if
Her mother would have me. Let me tell you, Nona cooked. You heard of the story, 2 fish and 5 loaves to feed a multitude? Nona feeds multitudes when she cooks. She be like, go eat some more. I made more.
we had charcuterie.
Who? Shaquita. That's the stuff with the cheese and stuff?
AKA antipasto if you're Italian. Because charcuterie.
Oh, I thought it was the thing with the cheese in it that gave me heartburn, and I had to get a Nexium. What was that?
That was manicotti.
I got sensitive guts, y'all.
She made homemade manicotti. She made filet mignon. She made lobster tail. She made shrimp.
She made shrimp.
string beans and potatoes.
potatoes,
She made
sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes, like
Veal,
veal, chicken cutlets,
seafood salad.
lamb, seafood salad. It just kept going.
It just kept
on
going.
and on
I'm like,
and on.
listen, I'm full.
But if you can, I love my mom,
That's my homie.
but she a little rough sometimes.
I don't think so because I guess I come from a black mother that was very aggressive. I'm like, oh,
She'll say whatever she wants.
but she don't. You know what it is? It's the innocence in it that makes it cuter. Because she be like, Tyra, and then she'll ask me something, and I'll be like, oh, whatever. And Connie be looking at her like, I'm like, wow.
Between my aunt and my mom, like if you can deal with our family, like.
But everybody has a family member and
but
families
our family
like that.
dynamic, and you could fit in with that. Like to me, that's enough. It's like enough.
Yeah, that seals the deal. You know what I mean?
Deal. So like you can have whatever car you have. I don't really
They don't
care.
give a damn. How about that?
Yeah, like I don't care. I don't care how many houses you have. I don't care how many cars you have.
What about when
I
she
don't
was
care.
like, oh, she said, Tyra, I like your wig. She was like, that's the one you bought the other day. I was like, no, that's another one. She was like, oh, you bought another one? Is it expensive? I'm like, no, this is like $40. So she's like,
don't get her started.
She was like, like, all right.
She's like, it's real hair.
Yeah, listen, and I'm the type like, no, I said, no, this is synthetic, friend. I said, I paid like that's the one you bought the other day, right? I'm like, no.
This is what goes.
That's
on.
sis though. That's sis.
But yeah, so like like I like once I heard that video, I was like, wow, like like.
But we know all of that by now.
It's like the
you know?
world really is changing, and
Word.
it's I don't know if it's changing for the better, but
It's changing
definitely
for sure.
Changing. It's definitely changing.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm just like. Because like I said, I have a son and a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I got to look at it from both perspectives.
And you were a sister and you had a brother.
And
So
I had
it's
a
different
brother,
generation
and
as well,
yeah,
too, you can
like-
refer back to.
So it's kind of crazy. But like in how I look at it, like, does a man need a woman? I don't think so. I mean, yeah, if they want to have kids, same with a woman's a man, whatever.
Right.
But let's remove that from the table. Like, I think we both do need each other.
Yeah.
in a
But that's
way.
why,
Like,
God
everybody
made
wants-
Eve.
Like everybody wants that person.
Of course.
Like everybody wants that person that they can't wait to talk to. That person that they
Look,
love
that could
talking
hold
to.
you. That could just
that
hold
person
you.
that like something good happens, something bad happens.
You wanna
like,
be the first
that's
person
that
to
person
call.
like you want to call. Like everybody wants that.
Of course.
I think at the end of the day, even the females who say they don't need a man, I think they want that too.
Of
It's
course,
just-
a comfort.
I think they've just been so jaded.
And what is the word? Detoxified?
Yeah, like I think they're jaded. They're
Jaded, and also too, I'm
because
telling
they've
you,
gotten
learn
hurt.
behavior.
Yeah,
Learn behavior, and they saw certain things because not every experience is your own.
Yeah.
Sometimes exposure molds, and like I said, I was having a conversation with someone, and I asked him. I said, "Do you think because of the experiences that you witnessed and you were exposed to the environment, does that have to do with how you deal with the other gender, how you deal with in relationships?" And they had to think about it, but putting two and two together, they were like, yeah. Because sometimes you don't have to personally go through certain experiences, but you just see it and witness it, and it'll change your perspective on certain things,
Yeah,
good
for
or
sure.
bad. Not just saying just bad, you know what I mean?
For sure.
But yeah, my
No.
cupcakes I'm still waiting on my cupcakes, y'all. I'm still sad.
She got
Yep.
she got lobster. She got shrimp.
Oh yeah, lobster and
She
the, and the
got, like,
shrimp and the shrimp.
I-
But it wasn't
sweet
sweet,
potatoes.
but it
She
wasn't
had, like,
chocolate.
everything possible, and she's still looking for fucking cupcakes.
But I was the chocolate at the table. I wanted to eat the chocolate at the table. You know what I'm trying to say? Making me mad. Listen, I know one thing. If I don't have my cupcakes this week, y'all, I'm going on live, and I'm going to tell y'all about it. Just have a whole tantrum.
A tantrum, like a 2-year-old.
1.5.
Something's wrong with her.
Duh, but whatever's wrong with me made me funny.
So that was our episode today.
Yeah, it was pretty light. What you think, friend? Was it light?
I think it started a little heavy.
It started a little heavy, but we lightened it load up as we went along.
Comment, subscribe, like. I went live the other day and I got actually a few more subscribers. On our
You got prescribers, friend, not subscribers. You got prescribers,
on
friend?
our YouTube.
You got prescribers?
I did.
She got prescribers.
So I'm gonna. So like, share, comment. We love to hear comments. We get a lot of comments, especially on Instagram. We get a lot of comments. from
And
our
we
reels.
get a lot of DMs too because people be like, you and Connie are so funny. I'm like, y'all don't know what I go through.
No, they don't know what I go through.
Y'all don't know what I go through. It's
They asked about the pod.
word.
Hmm?
He said customers asking about the pod.
I have a lot of customers. They're like, so I hear you're doing a podcast. I'm like, yeah, I am. What do you talk about? I'm like, oh, just life.
For real. And I went to church on Sunday and somebody was like, I love you and your friend podcast. You guys, I was like, you know what? I said, that is us. But the thing is, what I love when people say they can relate.
Yeah, I think that's what we just do. Just talk. And people are like, well, what do you talk about? I'm like, honestly,
We just talk.
we wait till the day to get there, and then we kind of just digress into different subjects.
We just flow.
And we flow, and we just talk about life, because life is life. Life
Everybody's
is an
having-
experience.
everybody's
Everybody
lifing.
every day has a new experience.
Right.
Some days are up, some days are not. It
Right.
don't matter, but life is life. We're blessed to be living.
Amen.
We're blessed to have life. And so, yeah, we just kind of want everybody to relate. So comment, send us a message, send
Yeah.
us a DM. I have mad customers asking me about my podcast. They're like, I see you're in a podcast. I said, yes, I am.
Word.
And so, yeah, basically we just talk about life. So if you guys want to hear any specific topics, let us know and we will discuss them. A lot of people be sending me videos on TikTok, and this is where, like, I'll see, because I'm always on TikTok, and like we'll see.
I can't relate.
Girl, I love TikTok. So I'll see like different videos, and then I'm like, oh, this is a good subject to talk about. Oh, this is a good subject to talk about. And then sometimes I'll forget. But yeah, so that's how I kind of get some of the topics based off of like different videos, different reels that are sent to me. And so for anyone who wants us to discuss anything, let us know, and we will talk about it next week.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.